Welcome everybody again for this second session of the accounting module. And just like the way we saw how you can do the setup in the accounting module, and at the same time also we saw how you can input new products in the accounts in the accounting module. And then more so also we also saw how you can raise an LPO in the accounting module. So right now today we want to go through other areas on how you can check the GRNs, because that is what we did. We did the GRNs. So this is what we did when we raise an order, and you saw the GRN, and this is how actually the GRN will look like. I would like just to view it a little bit so that you can see how the GRN will look like. So this is how the GRN will look like. GRN in full, it stands for goods received not. So this is what we had raised sometime earlier, and as you can see down here, this is how the document will look like. It shows also GRN prepared by who, and if there is any verification needed, it will also indicate who verified the GRN. So this is how you do. That is how you do the GRN. Like from our first presentation, you could see how we did the GRN. So maybe please, if you want to know how you can do the GRN, please refer to our first presentation. In the first presentation. So within the GRN here, you can see also the mechanism of a paperclip. So the paperclip here is simply just enables you to scan and drag and drop some of the necessary documents. It could be invoices that were used to receive this GRN. So when you scan them there and drop them, they will indicate here number of documents attached to this GRN. Like for example, if you click there, you will see what happens. The paperclip will open up, and then you are able to see the documents that were saved in that paperclip. So that is how the GRN is actually raised, and you can please confirm and refer to our first video on how you can do the GRN, and also on how you can do the LPO. Okay, so that is how the paperclip will look like. So when you do the opening, you can upload documents here. See, you can upload documents there. So if you want to upload any document, like let's say if I come here, let me just check some of the documents that I have in my desktop that can be uploaded. Let me say this one. So if I just select that one, then of course it will be able to appear there. So this band here will turn into green to show you that the document is being uploaded. So this one also tells me it's unable to upload, but I know the mechanism. Once I close it, then I open it again, you'll be able to know the document. This one here, so you see, so this is the document that has been uploaded here. So this is the document. So if you want to check, you can just click there and then double click and check which document is that. It could be an invoice, it could be an LPO, it could be any other document that is supportive to the GRN you've received. So that is how it is. Also with the credit notes, the same way. With the credit notes, you can raise credit notes to your suppliers, and this is where you do the credit notes to your suppliers. Credit note simply is a document that moves the stock from point A to point B. So when you're doing credit note, is that maybe you can raise a credit note due to price difference, or you can raise a credit note due to stock difference, or a credit note due to generic postings and all that. If it is generic posting, you have to define which kind of a posting. Is it a purchase, an expense, or an asset here? So most of the credit notes that are raised, they are raised because of stock differences and all that stuff. So if you want to maybe return stock back to the supplier, you come here and do your credit notes here. So you just say here, okay, and then after that you select the name of your supplier here. Let's say it is Armstrong again. So you say Armstrong there, and then you can put details here, reason as to why you are returning to supplier. You can say maybe return to supplier. So there, then from there you come here, and then you start. You can either put by codes, or you can search by name. So let me say you are returning 20 cartons. Maybe they had expiry. So I will say that. So, and of course it will print. It will look for a printer here to print. So at times, modally, it prints 2 copies. It prints the file copy and the customer copy. So maybe you can, sometimes people will want it to have 3 copies. That is original copy, file copy, and the customer copy, or the supplier copy. Or sometimes they will have 2 only, the file copy and the original copy. So that is how it will print. I want it to finish printing, and so that we can continue the next level. So in a nutshell, that is how you do a credit note to your suppliers. You simply just say new, and then indicate the amount of the items you want to return to the suppliers, and then of course you say okay. So there, since it is trying to look for a printer, but yes, so that is how you do that credit note. Let me just stop it a little bit, because I can see it's taking much of our time. It's taking much of our time. I don't know why, but let me just stop it there and then reopen it again. Okay, now it has gone like that. Let me just reopen it again so that we can continue. So I'll come here and just double click that shortcut. Because it's connecting now. You can see it's connecting now. So, and then I will click here, I'll log in with my password. Log in with your password, and of course it will open. So once it has opened like that, so this is the purchases where we were, this is where we were raising, this is where we were raising the credit note. So this is the credit note that we had raised, and you could also view it. You could also view it. See if it will open. So that is how the credit note will look like. So that is how it will look like. This one now, it shows me a file copy, and then of course you can see this is whoever has actually been authorized or prepared the credit note. So that is how the credit note will look like. Okay, so now how do we do invoicing? So in the invoicing, you simply come to sales here. So of course we assume you have your customers, and this is where you prepare your customers. You create your customers from here, and let's just give it some time for it to open. Don't know why it's taking long today, but opening. So that is now, this is the customer manager. So if you want to add new customers, you just come to new, and then you input the customer's name. For example, if the customer's name begins with E, you just say E, and then it will give you the customer code automatically. So from here, you can put the descriptions, like enterprises. Let me say, you can put the descriptions here. Enterprises Limited, something like that. And of course, you can even select if it is an E. Let us just do it nicely. If it's an E, you just select E here, and then you say you want customers that begin with E. So you just say there, and then you say E. Then you come here. Of course, it will give you that customer code, and then you say enterprises. Let's say, for example, that is the name, Prices Limited, and then I will say OK. So once I say OK, it will save there. Then once it's saved there, I'll put all these other details like addresses, mobile phones, mobile email addresses. I can put even the region where this customer is coming from. I can indicate even the region, town. Okay, this is the region. Then your phone number, fax number, if he has any, then the contact person. You can also input the VAT number and PIN number, then you update. So there are also credit settings here. You can do the credit setting, the credit limit. You can add the up to how much this customer is supposed to take on credit. And then the period also you can indicate up to which period. And then you can put some controls here, like if the sales orders are on hold. And then you can also say sales invoice, if they are on hold, you can also indicate. Receipts also, you can say also they are on hold, you can control there. That is if the customer hasn't paid or he has gone through above the limits. So that's when now you can indicate here any sales order that is raised, no sales, you can say no sales orders to be raised. Okay, so once you indicate there and then you update. So what happens if you try to raise a sales order, then the system will tell you, please contact the management. So let's say this one, for example, I would say update. So once I've updated, I'll just close that. So I will say sales, then I'll come to invoicing. So because I want to invoice the client, the customer, so I would say new, and then I would say this was enterprise. Let me say, I like putting sometimes if, so let me use this customer. Let me say, because I wanted to use this guy that we've created here. Okay, so I will say this one. So I need to go give myself rights for this customer. So I'll come here, because I only created him, but I did not give myself rights. So for me to be able to access him, I must actually have the rights to be able to access this customer. So I'll come here and then say new. Then I'll say this one is accounts rights. Then I would say these are debtor. So you can see here I didn't have any right. So I'll add the right for myself and then update. So now I have the rights. So I'll come here now and I want to raise a sales invoice. So I'll say enterprise. You see now it's coming. Say product invoice. I'll say okay. So there you are. So I will say these items. Let's say 2. I need 10 cartons. So you can see here when I'm doing this, you are able also to define the terms of this customer. You can see the outstanding. He has none. credit limit, he has this limit. So this is a new customer that has nothing. And then here you can define who is the salesperson. Okay, you can select the salesperson. That is, if it is attached to the HR module, you're able to scroll down and select the salesperson here, and then from which warehouse you can, and then you can also be able to see if this customer has a tendency of giving you bounced checks severally, then this bulb here will turn to red, so that when you input, it will indicate red to show you that you are dealing with a dangerous customer. And then there is customer data here and all that stuff. So that is how you indicate that. So for example, that one, I've done that, I'll say okay. So once I've said okay, I will save this. So the other thing here you can check is the stock position of this item. So you can see here 1 carton, we've ordered around 10 cartons there, but the stock position now remaining is this 80 cartons remaining. You can also be able to do a reserving of stock. You can reserve stock and put details here that this stock has been reserved for a particular customer, so that in case anybody else will want to come and sell that reserved stock, the system will tell them no, those stocks are already reserved. So unless whoever has the rights can go back there and reserve them. So that is our sales invoice. We've raised the sales invoice. So you can see if I do a view, let's say if you want to view the sales invoice, so this is how it will look like. So that is how it will look like. Okay, so this is how the sales invoice will look like. You can see prepared by who, if there is a vehicle number, loaded by, all those details the system is taking care of it. So you can see all those systems, all these things the system is taking care of it. So this is the invoice we've raised to this customer. Okay, so you can either do a paperclip, attach anything. So once you've done the invoicing there, let's say the customer is paying. So I'll come back here. If he wants to pay the customer, I'll come back there and then say new. So I'll input the customer's name. The name was Enterprise Limited. I'll indicate there that name, and then this is the amount of money that he's supposed to pay. So I will say he's paying more, or maybe if I will say maybe he's not paying everything, you can also indicate the amount that he's paying, and then I will say that is it. Then I click down there. You can either pay by cash, check, or M-Pesa. Say as it is opening, so you're waiting it to open. Yeah, so there it is. So you can indicate there. If he's paying by cash, you just indicate the dot there. If he's paying by check, you indicate this dot here. If he's paying by check, you can see when you indicate the dot, you have to select the bank here, and then you can put the what we call the check number, and then cash here, you can indicate the cash, and then you can say which cash. Okay, so you can indicate there, and if it is M-Pesa, you can indicate the M-Pesa there, and then you click just OK. So once you've clicked OK, it will give you the M-Pesa place whereby you can put the transaction and all that. So the moment you say inquiry, all these details will come in automatically, and then you say accept. Once you say accept, then the invoice will, the receipt will be printed. So that is how you can pay with M-Pesa. So there are also other modes of payments. Let's say, for example, a customer has done a direct deposit to your bank account. So what they will only do is that they will bring the slip, and then that slip you indicate the check number that they used to pay. Okay, you indicate the check number they used to pay. And if it is like they did it cash, then that is an RTGS. You can come and click there and then select the RTGS mechanism. So that is just some of the ways in which the client can be able to pay. Okay, it seems like I don't have some of the rights here because I don't see the RTGS, but I can give myself those rights. So, and then at the same time here, you come, they can indicate even reason of that payment. If it is anything, you can write anything there, just in case for people to know what is entailed in retrospect of the transaction that has just taken place. Okay, so that is how customers do payments, and that is how you do payments of your customers in the system. Okay, so you do payments of your customers in the system. So this is how you can see how easy it is. So that is how you do. I don't know if I've done a payment. Let me just do a payment so that we follow up on this transaction. So I don't know if I've done a payment here yet. So let me say it was enterprise. So say payment, let me say maybe he's only paying 143,000. So we can say he's only paying 100,000. Okay. Let's say he's only paying that. Say okay. And then from there you can select, let's say he's paying via bank, and I will select the bank. I will select cooperative because I like cooperative so much, and then I will say maybe the check number he used is 120, the check number, and then I will say okay. So that is okay. Do you wish to print the payment receipt? As of now, I won't print because it will delay me so much. So I won't just repeat. So this is the payment we've done. That is the payment that has been done. You can also be able to view it. I'm able to view that payment. So this is the payment that has been done by this client. This customer has done that payment. Okay, so once they've done the payment, so that is what the payment has done. So what happens here is if you come to let's say nominals and ledgers, you say, so that is the payment that has been done. So if I come here to this, so this is the payment this customer did today, right now. So when you come to our ledger, this is what he's done his payment today. You can see it in our ledger. You can even print this ledger if you want to see now the sales report. You can print the entire sales report here, and this is nominal ledger statement. You can see how these payments were done and all that stuff. Okay, all the payments were done and all that stuff. So differently, that is how the payments are done. So if you come to your P&L there, if maybe I check the sales, I want to see the figures that I sold. Today is 8th. Those are the figures. If I want to see the figures that I've sold, they need to appear somewhere here. Okay, they'll need to appear somewhere there, and I hope maybe they've appeared. Let me just check here. Come to ledgers, do sales. Select, that's the nominal sales. So selected there. This is 8th 2021. The figures are 123. So 123. So this is the so that is just some of the reflections of the figures you're able to see, and mine might not show because it's a demo version. There are some things I may require to do and all that stuff, but that is how the flow of things move by, and that is how you do an invoice, and that is how customers can pay. Now the last thing I wanted us just to see how we can pay our suppliers. So you simply come to purchases, and then you go to settlement, and then let's see our suppliers here. This is where we do the payments. So I will say Armstrong. Say Armstrong here. So this is how now it indicates to you how you can do the payment. So you can see here, like this chart shows you the red means it's advance payment, green means it's unpaid. Like now, for example, these ones here, it shows that it's unpaid. Blue is partly paid, completely paid is gray, and then black is not due, not paid. So like now this one is green, it's not paid, so this one is what we want to pay. So you simply come here. If you want to make advance payment, you can make advance payment. If you want to view advance payment, you can also view them there. So if you want to make a payment, you just click that payment. Just click payment, and then it will ask you, is it a standard payment or is automation with the VAT option? So I will say a standard payment for now. So for example, that is what the payments are. So I will say, which payment am I doing? I'm doing it for today, because there are so many pending ones. So I will select this one for today, and then I will say I'm paying everything today. So do that, and I say payments. So you can see there, it indicates for you how much payment you're supposed to make. So what you can do, like here now you can see how much supplier. So you can select which branch, which store, wherever that is actually attached to that payment. And then if it is cash or if it is bank, you can select bank here. Okay, you can select bank here, and then you can select check. You can also select RTGS if it is RTGS. Okay, you can also be able to select RTGS if it is RTGS, and then cash is there and bank is there. So we select, it is a company check. So I'll say okay. So of course I don't know why it's going slow, but most of the time it is always fast. And when you're printing like this, when you're doing payment, what happens is that you put that check into a printer. So this way that the check can print for you the figures, and it prints for you the name of the company or the name of the supplier. Okay, so the check can be printed there like that. So once you've done that, so already it has gone through. So the payment you wish to print, I will not print it because it will take me some time. So already it has print. You can see now our invoice has turned into gray, so which means it is fully paid. Okay, it is fully paid. So that is how you can do payments to your suppliers. That's how you can do payments to your suppliers. And then at the same time, when you come to now banking here, and then you want to check all those checks that were paid, this is where now you can do, like we did a payment with a cooperative bank, isn't it? there's a payment we did with a cooperative bank. So let me just backdate a little bit and say that. Let me select equity. So this is the payment we did. It was not actually, it was a Equity Bank. So if I say, can't edit it, I just clicked wrongly, but I wanted just to view. So if you view the check, so that is how the check will appear. So when you're doing the printing of the check will, the system will print for you the name of the supplier, the name of the company, and the amount. So what you only left is for you just to do a signing. So you can only do the signing there. So that is how you do the sales invoices, and that is how also you do the customer payments and also supplier payments. Please check us on the next video, so that as we continue, we'll take you through other modes of transactions that the system does support. Otherwise, thank you very much, and please remember